Duncan reflects on a diagnosis that changed his outlook of life from a tender age.
I suffered from poliomyelitis. Poliomyelitis basically affects the nerves. You become more weak. It had affected both of my legs.
Life would take a turn when well-wishers intervened.
My parents never knew I would make it. So there was a time there was a hunger, and Kenya Red Cross Society identified me in Kirinyaga. I was brought to Joytown, where I was taken for rehabilitation.
This is Duncan's story of resilience, faith, and success beyond disability.
There was a lot of questions from family members, from my friends, because they could see him, he looked different.
God will never give you a garbage. There is something that is very unique, a special talent that is hidden. If you unfold it, you make that person be able to shine in many, many ways.
He's the father I wish everybody had.
My name is Duncan Mwangi Ndegwa. I was awarded a Shujaa Award by His Excellency President Ruto last year. I was also awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award by a various number of NGOs because of utilization of fund. I am one person who championed inclusion of persons with disability within the current constitution, which have had very transformative in lives of many persons with disability because they have been empowered economically, politically, and socially. When I talk of politically, there are a number of persons who have been nominated within the Legislative Assembly, the Senate area, the member of County Assembly. When I talk of economically, I'm one person who has benefited greatly out of the AGPO, access to government procurement opportunity, in terms of provision of, in terms of doing tenders. When we talk of socially, most schools are now able to integrate persons with disability without many challenges. Now learning is actually a basic right for every child who has a disability, as opposed to the way it was before the new constitution.
Before attaining what he has today, Duncan looks back to where it all began.
I was born on 8th November 1964 in a place known as in Kirinyaga, Rukuri area. My mother was known as Damaris Wambui Mwangi, who passed on in the year 2004. My dad was Jackson Ndegwa Theuri. He passed on in 2017. And at the age of 5, I was attacked by polio, which made me to delay in school. Poliomyelitis basically affects the nerves. You become more weak. It had affected both of my legs, but with better intervention and better therapy from the school that I was in, that was at Salvation Army Joytown. And with the good support and good nutrition, it was able to be reversed. So the leg that was affected badly was the left leg, which I'm now using a brace. The right one was also affected. So the left leg is affected about 70%. The right one is about 20%. But above that, I'm able to do literally everything.
As he remained hopeful with his dreams and ambitions, Duncan met someone who supported him in his education.
My parents never knew I would make it. So there was a time there was a hunger, and Kenya Red Cross Society identified me in Kirinyaga. I was brought to Joytown, where I was taken for rehabilitation because I was very malnourished due to polio, which had affected both my legs. After schooling, when I got to Salvation Army, a sponsor by the name of Dennis R. Oxley, who used to be the principal of Salvation Army at opposite St. Stephen's Church in Makongeni, used to cater for my school fees and my upkeep up to O-level. After O-level, I got a sponsor who sponsored me for computer, who owned a company known as Computer Training College, ilikuwa hapa Kimathi Street. Then I advanced up to master's level. After advancing up to master's level, I've worked with a number of organizations, that is World Vision, Save the Children, Association for the Physically Disabled of Kenya. And above all, I look at my blessing, my disability as a turning point to a better boy, because I understand when I was a normal boy, I used to be very bully, I used to be very rough. I think it was a way of God humbling me to be better in a way.
His pursuit for a career wasn't easy, as well as he reflects on the early years trying to find a job.
Yes, I remember vividly when I completed my computer training college, I was offered a job with KCB, Kenya Commercial Bank. Though I love KCB, it's not on a bad note. And I went for the first interview, was one of the best. Second interview again, I did extremely well. But the third one, because I came late and I had slept, so I went for the last interviews bleeding. They thought, no, we can't take this person, it's going to be a hazard. So I was given a no because of the way I was, and because of the having fallen down, because the place was a little bit slippery. But I think it was also a turning point because I got something better. The people who were taken and who we were with ended up just becoming computer operator. But I think that rejection made me to get a better place, a company known as Comprite, where I worked as a computer program and a system analyst, and I was able to expand my knowledge beyond whatever. So I think, though I have been getting challenges, but they were like doors closed for better things.
A job that would prove to be life-changing, not just for him, but for others who were abled differently, when he became CEO of the Association for the Physically Disabled in Kenya, APDK.
That was after the American bomb blast ilitokea huko. And we wrote a proposal because there was a need of more rehabilitation for the victims of the American Nairobi bomb blast. So when we did a proposal to the American government, they gave us $1 million, and we were given a space hapo karibu ABC. We came up with a very good complex. We utilized the funds very prudently. Again, after we were audited by the USAID, we scored highly. Actually, we scored 85%. They were very impressed. They actually pushed us now to do another proposal. We did another proposal of $1 billion. After doing the proposal for $1 billion, we were able to now enhance the capacity. After that, we came up with programs which were for mobile outreach. Mobile outreach is where we take services to the community. I'll give an example of going to the community, training the parents or even the caregivers how to rehabilitate those children. It's a very effective method because carrying a person with a disability, again, with your vehicle and wherever, is quite challenging. So taking services to them is much easier. And poverty and disability is very much intertwined. Where there is poverty, you'll find a number of people with a disability. It became very effective.
Pushing for inclusion was another major triumph for Duncan during his tenure at APDK.
We started what we call production of mobility aids like wheelchair, tricycles. I'm sure you've seen town, there are people with a disability and all that. And again, it was very transformative. These ones, again, were employing people with a disability, the caregivers and all that. Our priority were to employ people with a disability, the caregivers, and people who are taking care of it. Again, we got a wonderful opportunity when Kibaki came into power. We were coming up with a constitution. We really advocated. We borrowed a leaf from most of developed countries like Israel, Germany, Italy, and wherever. And we really pushed for, I really pushed for inclusion of people with disability. I'm very, very happy. This current constitution is doing wonders. And I'm also happy, though people are so much against Ruto, I'm also happy that he has sent through some of the clauses that were a bit of a challenging. Like now it's a law, you need to employ 5% to be people with a disability. Accessibility now is a law. Every building that will be coming up has to be disability friendly. There is inclusion now in every aspect of employment. The only challenge that there is it has now been enacted. I think monitoring and evaluation might be the only challenge. So we really need somebody really to monitor for the effective of this, because if it's done, I think it will have a very transformative life to many people with a disability.
As Jane, Duncan's wife, shares, coming together to start a family was not easy.
My name's Jane Mwangi. Or the man called Ndegwa is Mwangi. He's my husband. We've been married like over 20 years. We have 4 children. I met my husband through a friend. And from there, we became friends. We started dating. There was a lot of questions from family members, from my friends, because they could see him, he looked different than other. But in my mind, it wasn't hitting me. I could see him just like any other person. And I remember the first time we went home, even my aunt cried, because people are, especially not now, before people were not so exposed to people with disability or abled differently.
Today, they look back at the same time with smiles as they were able to overcome.
Eventually, people in my family accepted him. They had seen like I've made a big decision as a young girl. Why did I choose someone who is able differently? And he has been a very supportive husband, especially when my mom passed, because we took all our kids with him. And I have seen him, he's a hard worker, he works extra. In fact, there are times I give example about him to my children, how he's resilient. I mean, like, he's a very hardworking person and he's very patient. That's the qualities that I love about him.
It wasn't easy because people have a perception you might get children with disability. They view you as your disability might be transmitted to children, but none of them have actually had any form of disability. And I'm also very happy to say all my kids are up to university. Even some of them have done up to master's level. So it doesn't mean that when you're physically challenged that you're supposed to, your offspring are also going to be disabled. No. In fact, you'll even get very healthy kids.
On this day, we met Praise and Faith, 2 of Duncan's daughters who share fond memories of their father as they grew up.
We used to do a lot of volunteer work. So like there's a time he's like, guys, let me take you out. And I'm like, oh, it's a fun day. Then he takes us to school and we start collecting trash in school. And I was like, you know what? I think we've been hassled on this one. But then I think doing such things, it kind of builds you into a more responsible person. The other thing, he used to take me to the salon. Now, I liked when Dad took me to the salon as opposed to Mom, because Dad would be like, if she cries, I'm not paying. And he was so serious. So they'd be so gentle with me. And then I'd be smiling at the end of it all. My mom is like, you just do a good job. And then she goes. And then I used to cry a lot at the salon. So it was really nice when Dad took me. He used to take us to the salon every single month, and he would sit out there and tell the salonist, usijaribu kumpinya, nikisikia analia siwalipi. Yeah, that's one of the funny things I remember my dad doing. And on Sundays after church, we go out, we have chips and chicken and soda. It was fun.
Knowing their father was able differently came at unique stages of their individual lives.
I remember when we were walking in town, he'd give me his small finger to hold because he has like really big fingers and I was really small. And that was like more than enough because he has to use the crutches. I don't think in life I've missed out on anything because he's able differently. I'd actually say I've benefited more because he's actually shown me the things that you've been blessed with or the things that seem as a disadvantage are actually an advantage. And it's been really encouraging for me. I like when he takes me places because I know I'll get the easiest parking, just at the door. I didn't know for a long time. I didn't know for a long time. But I think maybe high school. Maybe high school. That's when people start to comment and ask you, what's up with your dad? Because, you know, kids don't really care. What's up with your dad? What happened? Now you have to keep explaining to people. And you just normalize it. And I'm grateful that everyone has always been very respectful of him.
A glimpse into the challenges their father has faced in his unique quest to earn a living has also given them perspective on the extent of his disability.
I think he went for an interview. This was after APDK, and he was qualified. But then that day, I think he was just a bit overwhelmed, so he just shared it, and there was like, it was a milk company. So he's like, you know what, you're good and everything, and we'd like to take you, but then how are you going to be able to climb up and just have a look at the tanks? Because it was a milk company and they needed that. And I think for him, it was one of those things that you can't really tell him. You can't really give an answer for such kind of a question in an interview. And he kind of shed some light. He does go through a lot. Yeah, going through a lot just strengthens it strengthens him. And you know, it kind of like in the family setting, you wouldn't really know. But then that day, I just got a bit of an appreciation of the struggles that he goes through. I remember one time my father was going for a very big interview. I don't remember if he had a car or not, but I remember he said that he fell on the way. So like his trousers were dirty, and it's a very, very big interview. I don't know if that's one of the reasons why he failed the interviews, but I felt that if we give them a bit more grace, a bit more patience, because they just want to know that they're loved. All their lives they've been told, you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're disabled, you're not whole, in short. So if you show them that they're whole and they are worthy and they matter, the world will be a little bit better.
Find hope and inspiration on the go through our life-changing shows on the Family Media app. Stream Family TV and Family Radio straight from your mobile phone at your own convenience. Catch up on a show you missed or create video streaming playlists by saving and watching videos from our huge variety of shows. Download the Family Media app today. Available for all Android and iOS users on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. Success is not in isolation, and as Duncan looks back, he is grateful to the men and women who have stood with him in his journey so far.
I was in Kangemi, a place known as Kangemi. And in Kangemi, there was a time we had not paid house rent for 6 months, so our things were almost to be auctioned. And I cried upon God, and God did a miracle. I told God, I don't want this to be a challenge. I don't want to face this challenge anymore. Show me a way. And he did, he showed me a way. I got a very good person by the name of Timothy Kamande. He was able to allow me to pay for this property in an easy way, in an installment way, until baka nikamaliza. So I always pray, and I'm a very firm Catholic, and even I'm a CMA member. And I'm so proud of my church because it's doing a lot. Like now they have offered me an opportunity to learn keyboard at their place, which I'm doing very well. Again, I'm also doing music, so that in future, I want to be teaching people how to do choir. I thank my teacher so much because I just went within a month and I will have been able to complete my grade 1. His name is Leonard Mbogwa. He has been awesome to me. I also have a mother. When my mother passed on, I have a wonderful mother who came and took the position of my mom. Her name is Florence Wanjiko Getao. Anytime I feel I'm heavy, I'm able to go to her and she prays for me and she normally blesses me. I think that has been a turning point in my life. And indeed, I've seen the wonders of God. Anything I pray God for, He normally answers me. It's not immediate, it takes time, but I'm always able to succeed.
In his endeavors, Duncan has received a Lifetime Achievement Award, something that pushes him to do more.
I'm happy that I got an award, but it's a dedication. It was like a wake-up call to do more and more. I wish I still can get an opportunity to do more and more for people with a disability, because again, goodness is the only investment that never fails. Once you do something, I think it's better also again, you do it to many, you replicate those programs to many people with a disability. World Health Organization is advocating for taking services to the community. Kama imeanzishwa na Uhuru hii ya peleka huduma kwa whatever, I wish it could also be replicated to children with a disability, because again, we need the services. We are the poor of the poorest. Getting to hospital is a challenge. So I wish wanaitwa huduma hii ilianzishwa na Uhuru, I wish they could also be trained to go and replicate that. This is an area I would wish to champion. Train those people on how to go and rehabilitate many children with a disability.
What stands out is that even as his children have grown, he continues to be a present father, emphasizing the value of family first.
My dad, he plays a crucial role in ensuring that you don't see that there's any missing part. For example, growing up, he'd make sure he's dropped me off at school. If he's not able to pick me, he'd arrange for someone else because the school didn't have a bus. Or just ensure there's a group of friends we can walk back with. If he comes early, he surprises us. You know, I'm here, he comes pick us up. So he's been very fundamental, and he's been at the, I just want to say, like at the pivot or at the center of everything, and has made sure that we've not felt lack. I remember going even to campus. He'd make sure I have transport, you know, going to school and coming back. I have accommodation, because of the shift, I really didn't have accommodation, and I had to do the commute daily, and it's a bit of a stretch, but he'd make sure I have that. When I started job, he used to drop me off every day and then pick me in the evening. He still does that sometimes, and sometimes the soldiers kind of make fun because, you know, I'm a bit older right now, but it's something that I've grown to love, and I treasure those memories.
I was doing my internship at KU referral. It took 6 months. And in the first half of the time, he made sure I had a hostel near the hospital to stay. And then in the other half, I decided I want to stay home. So I was commuting from home to work. There was a small car here, it was a Nissan March. He made sure I had fuel to go to work every day, to the work that is not paying me. But he made sure I had something to go. I never lacked. I'm very proud of him. I think I tell him that. And I really look up to him. He's the father I wish everybody had. My father texts me every day, tells me, have a good morning, have a blessed day, God bless you. If I'm not home, he will make sure he calls, knows where I am, how I'm doing, if I need anything. That's the type of father he is. I remember one time he was calling me when I was with my friends, and then they're asking, is there anything wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, no, nothing is wrong. When your parents don't call you. I'm like, no, my father calls me once a month. What do you mean? He's the type of parent who's like, he's not a helicopter parent. He's a respectful and very present father.
While actively not in formal employment, Duncan has found notable activities that keep him busy in his farm.
I've been championing issues of promoting fish. Through the fishery department, we were given a lot of support in terms of technical and learning and even materials. You'll be able to see some of the fish that I have. We discovered we had a challenge of marketing, so I came up with a proposal. We were given some funds, and we came up with an outlet in Tigoni, where I have been championing as a chairman. So within the community, I'm still empowering them economically. Within my family, again, you'll be able to see I have a small farm through the technology which I got from Malaysia. We have done a very good soap, which is able to remove all the stains. Hata gari ukiosha inatoa vizuri. Again, the jik and whatever. And these products are doing marvelous. They are awesome. So, what I normally ask myself, what can I do at this moment in time? I don't want to be a crying baby. The economy is bad. I'm doing nothing. So within the home area, we are doing something for the betterment of the family. Within the community, again, I'm promoting fish. We are coming up with the outlet. Within the family area, again, we have fish project, we have farming, we have cuckoo projects, we have music, and all these are to better myself. I'm 60, so if I can't get a job, what more can I do for the community?
We have gone through a lot of challenges financially. Sometimes you've lost your job. Most of the time I have been taking care of the children as he works. Although not just like sitting, I've been engaging myself in small businesses to support. And I have seen those days that when he's not employed, I'm able to provide. We've helped one another like that for those years. And now we have children that are adult, they are working, we have grandchildren, and that's how far God has brought us.
His home is also disability friendly, which goes to show that he is leading by example when it comes to accessibility for those who are abled differently.
My house, just like you'll be able to see, if you're on wheelchair, you can be able to wheel yourself. The switch are a little bit down, so this enables you, if you're on wheelchair, you'll be able to switch it well vizuri. My corridors are big enough, they are very big. My room is big enough, so in case you're on wheelchair or even tricycle, you'll be able to maneuver. Washrooms, again, the doors are big. The kitchen is also a little bit okay. Well, we had a problem with my wife. Kwa naona ni kama nalitaka sugar, so he didn't want it to be chini sana. So it's a little bit high, but she came to understand, especially when my mom got stroke. Na alikuja hapa, this is the best place she could wherever she could live easily. Again, utakuta hizi dirisha when you're on wheelchair, you can be able to open them easily. So you don't need an external person. Whether you have an external person, whether you have a nanny or you don't have a nanny, you'll be able to live here easily.
Like me now, I wanted things to be level where the standard. But he would insist the sink has to be this low, the switches have to be, the doors have to be this way. But eventually, I got to understand what he's saying, because he says anybody is a candidate for disability. You can be born walking, ended up in a wheelchair. So the houses has to be a standard where anybody, even those are physically challenged, can access the houses, access the switches, anything.
As life unfolds for Duncan, he finds joy in what he has been able to achieve despite the odds being against him.
Actually, I feel very fulfilled in the sense that one of the biggest success that I feel and I'm very proud of is having a family, being a grandpa of 8, being a father of 4 who are successful and also responsible people, and then also able to have a home where I can call home. I don't have any problem with the landlord. I'm even not worried of my sofa set, whether zimekulwa na panya, mazijakulwa na panya. I think the only man I get worried of ni mtu wa KPLC, asizibe steam ama whatever. But these are the things, to me, this is the peak of my life. At age 60, I just feel at home. Nikitaka kwenda kukaa, nakaa. Nikitaka kwenda kucheza keyboard, I go. If I feel today I want to do this, I do it. So this is the best life I always envisage. Not a life ati niko na magari mingi or big bodyguards.
For the society at large, Duncan shares a heating reminder on how to engage with people who are abled differently.
Persons with disability are unique. It's only that people don't realize their uniqueness. I want to give an example of Moses. Moses was stammering, yet he was able to take the Israelites to the promised land. I'm not a very good preacher, but he was able to take them to the promised land. The output of people with disabilities at times surpasses the normal ones. Are we together? Because their concentration is almost 100%. I want a time ya panganga. So my appeal to Kenyans, to families, and even the nation at large, let them see our abilities, not our disabilities. And again, My many experience with people with disability and even children with disability, God will never give you a garbage. There is something that is very unique, a special talent that is hidden. If you unfold it, you make that person be able to shine in many, many ways.
As the curtains fall on Duncan's story, the Bible reminds us in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen."
Sometimes I'm in the streets and I see someone begging. So initially I was like, should I be giving them something? So one day I was with my dad and it's like, no, it encourages the wrong kind of behavior. It's what encourages. So that's one perspective. Another perspective is, yes, someone is able differently. There are some things they're not able to do that I can do comfortably. In that perspective, yes, I should consider them. So for example, I'm walking and I'm building a building. It's like 3 floors, no stairs. Now I need to give consideration for how someone is able to move in such a place. So yes, we should give them grace in some situations. And in some situations, I think the best thing is to treat them like one of us.
Whenever I walk in town and then I see the disabled people there begging, my heart bleeds for them. Because I know this is not their destiny. They are destined for greater things than this. Because I've seen my father do it. But probably the people who brought them up, the society they were raised in, told them something different. And it's been a great passion of mine. I've really felt for a long time I need to start something or do something that helps them, which I pray God in His right time, He will definitely provide the way.